measure your actions in the company. These companies benefits of the code of ethics in organizations also higher communication efficiency. Without a doubt, you are talking to people who are talking the same level with you, knowing the same thing, expecting the same thing. So definitely, it will definitely give you a lesser problems in communication. Okay, you will find that people in the company are exchanging their knowledge and expertise amongst the employees at a rapid and accelerated rate. Okay, and of course it elevates the reputation of the company in the market. When you have a good code, and if you don't, and if you don't, then you'll see how if you don't apply the code of ethics or you don't have one, people will know that you can right away when you go to a company know right from looking at it they don't have a good code of ethics. It also keeps the company and employees from violating laws and regulations. Of course, you're always watchful and you know what you're doing. It helps the company communicate its expectations to the employees, suppliers, and customers. Okay, and of course, it has a risk mitigation. We always have a risk, and the more knowledge and the more we abide by the rules and regulations, the less of a risk we have, without a doubt. And then we go to one big word in the company: uniformity. Imagine if this whole company is heading in the same direction, knowing the same goal, doing almost the same things in a synchronized manner. You definitely have uniform way of heading towards your goal. That's why efficiency is there, productivity, which is part of efficiency, is there. Profits are a lot higher. People are a lot, happier, without a doubt, and people are, more satisfied, more respected. It's a very healthy environment in the company, and definitely productivity and profits will go high. Okay, this is, I would say, the first half of the. It's like an introduction to the introduction. I would like to go into the next slide, which talks about. Um, I'm not going to make it long because the next one is going to talk about Yofi, which is the recently in December they put the code of ethics, about 60 pages. It's very, very technical. I was so happy because I did the ethics for a long time, and I couldn't believe how technical and how to the point it was. Very, 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 made me very happy. So I'm just going to talk quickly about it, and then inshallah we will conclude and take your questions. Um, there's objectives for the code that they put, the code of ethics, the accounting and auditing organization for Islamic financial institutes. They put objectives, and listen to the objectives of this code. I would like to add something to them. It says it helps the Islamic finance industry and Islamic finance professionals achieve, listen to this, achieve barakah. Barakah means blessing, by aligning with maqasid al-sharia. Maqasid al-sharia, by following the letter and the spirit of sharia. Another one is why, the objective of the code: encourage Islamic finance professionals to pursue ethics voluntarily, stand up for truth and ethical practices, and become role models of ethical behavior of others. Okay. Also enhance the confidence of the general public and other stakeholders in the Islamic finance. So these are like main objectives of the code. I would like to add one more that I really, really believe is it should be an objective for this code, which is motivating professionals for the sake of getting better productivity from them, increase their productivity and profits of the companies, without a doubt. And we have to think in the business mannered way, in the business way, not just in like a religious. If we go into business, we definitely see that when you do that code of ethics, you definitely will have people, as I said, they're a lot more happier when they go to work, more satisfied, more appreciated, more respected, because they're being treated fairly. They're being treated fairly. And as I said, productivity and profits will be high. So let's go to the code of ethics of EOFI, which is the ethical paradigm, and I call it aiming high. Let me tell you these 2 points that the code of ethics is based on. Just 2 points, okay? That's extremely important for you. Here you go. As I said, the EOFI is the accounting, auditing organization for Islamic financial institutions. So since we say EOFI, that's what it means, okay? Here's the first one. Just look at it. IFP is the Islamic financial professional shall achieve adl in all work activities at all times, failure of which shall continue as constitute as zulm. Adl, we cannot just move past this word without explaining exactly what adl means, because there's adl and the next word is ihsan. So they are adl and ihsan. What is adl? Adl is the concept of minimum benchmark of ethics, the conduct of which is mandatory. So you are actually doing the absolute least acceptable conduct, by your company or by your organization, as long as you do not violate anything with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you make sure in the back of your mind, no matter what happens with me, I will not do anything that will mess up my relationship with God. God comes first. And even if I was asked to do something wrong for the sake of keeping my job, I won't. Okay, so anyways, adl is the concept of minimum benchmark of ethics. Literally, the term means, here you go, applies to put something or someone in its rightful place or position, which includes the meaning of, here you go, that's something you relate to, justice, equity, fairness. Just think about these. So what adl is, away from what I just said, it's justice, equity, fairness, the absolute least asked from you. I'm not saying you go as high and do it, with the passion. It's just telling you the absolute least. Okay, that's number one. So that's the first one. The code of ethics is based on the first one, which is adl, and then we go to the next one, and this one is expected from everyone. This one right here. The second one is something that if you are creative, if you're really gonna strive hard, then you will get the next one, which is beautiful. And it's you probably a lot of you know this one. Here you go. It says to achieve and maintain adl, especially on a continuous basis. Okay, and to be able to achieve what I just told you, the adl, the justice, the fairness, you have to aim high. Because if you just do the absolute least, you might make mistakes that will make you fall, and then you're not meeting that standard. So you aim higher than that standard, so you can at least meet the lower standard. What is that higher standard? We all probably know that. It says you should target ihsan in all matters as a first step. Even though the lower part is acceptable, ihsan is what we want you to aim for. Let me talk about ihsan, even though I just said ihsan, most of us know it. It's the concept of striving for excellence in ethics. Excellence, which is highly recommended, and the term means doing something. Oh, here we go. Doing something in a manner which, in given resources, constraints, and circumstances, cannot be done better. So that is what you are aiming for in your code of ethics. How can I really act in an excellent way? Now, if I make mistakes, if I fall down, if anything, I still have a bottom that is still acceptable by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by everyone, that I can stay within. Aim high, but don't lose the absolute minimum that is accepted. That is extremely important for you to keep these things in mind, because everything in the code of ethics, IOYOFI, is in these 2 parts. Everything we'll talk about is going to be here. The adl and ihsan. And adl, we said, is justice, equity, fairness, all that. And ihsan is aiming a lot higher in doing everything in a manner that cannot be done better. Okay? I just want you to just reflect on this one before we go to our next stage. I will not make it, deeper. Very deep. I'm not. There's like two points here that are coming up. One of them is it is going to be very acceptable, and you'll be able to comprehend it. The rest of one is I'm just going to give you a quick idea about it because it's just an introductory course. If it was an intermediate, I definitely will dive into the next one, or I will probably need more hours to be able to explain to you. Anyways, let's go to the Adl and Ihsan. There's something called the Adl and Ihsan equation. Equation for Adl Ihsan. Let's go to it right now. You can read, and what you're going to read right now is the explanation of what we talked about, okay, in a more detailed way. All right. So we put the main parts, and now we are going to put details so you can be able to live that, how to apply it. Okay. The first one is have the right intention and the right mindset by doing everything for the sake of Allah. So you go anywhere, any organization, anything you do in your life, related to work or not related to work, who are you trying to satisfy? Yourself? Your employer? Who are you trying to satisfy? You are only trying to satisfy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through your employer, through others. It's okay. But the ultimate goal for you is satisfying God or Allah Almighty. That's why there's something called the intention. Your intention does matter in the code of ethics, the Islamic code of ethics. Other code of ethics don't care about it. That is a major fundamental difference between our code of ethics in Islam and others. You don't see anywhere. They say intention. Intention? How can I read someone intention? In Islam, there's an intention, and we start by intention. And a prophet said to us, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Your deeds are being judged by your intentions. This is very fundamental. So that's the first one. We only satisfy Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second one, do the right thing by doing all that is sanctioned to be good, virtuous, and ideal by Sharia and the law of the land. Okay? So you keep that in your mind. Do the right thing by doing all that is. You take everything in consideration. You don't say, go to a little fraction. As I said, Islam is a whole. And the next one is a very important one. It says, do the right thing. Do the right thing in the right manner. In the right manner means efficiency. Now we're talking about efficiency. Here it says proficiently, to the best of your capability at the right time and consistently. So that is what I mean by efficiently. You have to be so good at what you're doing. Don't say, I'm going to do something and do my best. That word do my best is not right. You really have to act upon it in an applicable way. So the next one is, and that is for many others it's kind of strange. It says engage. Look at this. Engage with others positively and try to influence the behavior of those within their circle of influence, such as colleagues and co-workers. So actually, worrying about people around you does matter. Prophet ﷺ said a very nice hadith, and scholars consider that one of main four. If you wanna summarize Islam, you can summarize it in many ways. But one of them is giving you four hadiths. One of them was, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. None of you have a real good level of faith, unless you love for your colleague or your brother what you love for yourself. That is what this thing is all about. Engage with others positively. Look at them. Don't just say whatever is good for me. What is good for that person too? And that's a funny thing when I get you out and take you to another level of faith. A lot of times you look at things and say, no, I'm going to focus on me. It's not that way. Prophet ﷺ said, "Irhamu man fil ard, yarhamkum man fis sama." Do you really want mercy from Allah? Do you really want Him to have mercy on you? Well, start having mercy on others, and you shall receive. Give so you can receive. So He said, "Irhamu man fil ard," have mercy on others so you can receive mercy. You want guidance? Start guiding others, and you will receive guidance. Even in the hadith, it says, "Ya ibn Adam," it's a hadith Qudusi. It says, "Ya ibn Adam, anfiq, unfiq alayk." Do you really want to receive money? Well, start spending. You start saying, "What? How can I do that?" Anfiq, unfiq alayk. It's an investment. When you give, it's not an expense. Give to others, so you shall receive. Remember that. And then there's this ayah. I love this ayah. It's really, really nice. It always moves me. It says, um, فَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَصْفَحُوا أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَنْ يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. Let them forgive others. Don't you want to be forgiven too? So you want to be forgiven? Yeah, God, please, I ask you for forgiveness and all that. Well, you know what? You don't forgive your friends. You don't forget your brother. You don't, and you ask God to forgive you. Start with others, and that's an investment. It's going to come back to you. That's why I say engage with others positively. That word that slide says, and try to influence the behavior of those within the circle. Anyways, okay. So make sure that you do that, which is care about others, and it's an investment that will pay you back. Now, we started by the two points, if you remember, Adil Ihsan. We got a little wider here. Now we're going to show how to still go a little deeper than that, because you want to make this more applicable. So what do you do? You uphold ethical virtues. That's what it says. The code of ethics. We're now in the code of ethics provided by the best organization that I believe I know, which is the AOFI. It says there are ethical virtues. There's six of them, six ethical virtues. A lot of you heard of it, but now you understand it in the context that they put it. Beautiful. If you just understand these, my seminar right here, you understand it as it comes from the top, which is the Adl Ihsan. We explain what Adl Ihsan is, which is the equity and what is it? What we said? It's the fairness and the equity and the justice. Okay, which is the Adl, and then we said the Ihsan, which is do it in a manner that cannot be done better by aiming as high as you can, and if you make any mistake, you still don't go lower than the Adl, which is you have to be fair and all that. Now, after that, we said there are four items right here that we have to that explain what we talked about, and then you go even deeper to explain the adl and ihsan, and so hopefully we can finish right here. What are these ethical virtues? There are six of them. You will be surprised. First one is taqwa. I believe you hear that taqwa, I think, appeared in the Quran over 250 times. Taqwa again is Allah consciousness. You're always conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remembering Him, and that remembering and that consciousness has to lead you into obeying Him, has to lead you into not violating the things that He asks you to do. So you remember that. Taqwa, I believe, doesn't need a lot of explanation. So you always have taqwa. I mean, you think this is a religious class or religious? Yes. Yes, the basics of our code of ethics, it's a way of life. Any Muslim has to have the source of information coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the Quran, from hadith, from ijma, from qiyas. Yes, taqwa is part of this code of ethics. Second, tawakkul. A lot of us will know that, and let me click this for you. Tawakkul, reliance on Allah. And a lot of people, many people don't understand what tawakkul. They use something called tawakkul. There's a difference between tawakkul and tawakkul. Tawakkul is saying, you know what? I am depending on Allah. Ya Rab, give me this and make me a man with taqwa and give me money, and then he just goes to sleep. You can't do that. You have to do your best within whatever resources you have. And when you have done that, and you can say, God, I've done everything I can. I put this thing in your hand. Can you please help me? Now you're asking for your help. So tawakkul, we remember that. I put the explanation to you here, but I believe most of you know that. The Hold on a second. Okay, I need to. Okay. The next one is sidq. Sadiq means, he is Sadiq means he is honest, he's saying the truth, and he is Kadhib means he is a liar. So Sadiq is integrity. And oh my God, how much we need integrity these days. I'm not gonna tell you, you look at TV and you can tell me he is lying and he is telling the truth, and it's unbelievable that lying is becoming it's a job. People go to work to lie, for the sake of lying and playing and all. That's unfortunate, even though it's the single most important thing, because if you're not telling the truth, you can say anything. A lot of people are getting away with it, So Sidq, it's very easy to explain. It's upholding and promoting the truth, and that's number three. Though we have three others, and the next one is very important. Next one is very important. It's called amana. Let me go. Amana is, let me read this and then let me expand a little more beyond that. It says trustworthiness, honor, and fulfill the duties, powers, and responsibilities associated with one's position, including safeguarding and the resources given in one's command as a trust. Uh, as a Muslim, you have to understand that you are here, and everything that was given to everything, not just a word, everything that was given to you is as a trust. Is that Allah is giving you this, and He says, Ya Basil, Ya Muhammad, Ya Na'im, whoever you are, this is a trust, and I want it back to me. That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you that. So when you are given this job, whatever position you have, this is a trust. Don't think, because of me, because I have a lot of information, knowledge, they need me there at this work, and you know what? Yeah, I accepted this job. No, no, no. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who opened this way, because if He decided to close this, He will never ever open that. Never. So you got to remember that you are here, and this whole life in front of you is a trust in your hand, amana. And listen to this ayah and understand, and I hope you remember that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَنفِقُوا مِمَّا جَعَلَكُم مُسْتَخْلَفِينَ فِيهِ. Spend from what I have made you, what I have entrusted you with. Remember that. Entrusted you with. Which means, listen to this, you are only a manager, an agent to the money on anything that you own. You are not the owner. He is above as the owner. He gave it to you. He said, you are entrusted with this. I'm gonna watch how you're gonna deal with this. And when you're done, when you go, you're gonna give it back to me, and I'm gonna check it out. I will face it to you in the day of judgment. So remember that. You are trusted with this. And then He says in another ayah, وَآتُوهُمْ مِنْ مَالِ اللَّهِ الَّذِي آتَاكُمْ. Give them from God's money or Allah's money that He gave you. So let's just really get this nice conclusion. Who is the true owner? Is Allah. You are not the owner. You are just an agent. You're a manager that's passing through. كن في الدنيا كأنك غريب. Be in this life as a stranger, someone passing by, and then you're just gonna go, inshallah, go to heaven someday and go to paradise. That's where hopefully we all belong, inshallah. So amana is a trust. And that should make you shake. You can understand, you go into this company, into this position, this is the amana. I was trusted by Almighty. Show me how you're gonna act and how you're gonna what you're gonna do about this. Now, like I said, this is number 4. We go to the next one. Is the quwwa. Quwwa in Arabic is the quwwa is strength. I can say ana qawi. I have I'm very strong. Quwwa is the strength. What are your strengths to do what is necessary technically for you to do this job? You have to continuously work on that to the best of your abilities, capabilities, to always be on top of your job. So you have to really do your best in always developing yourself, training yourself, getting yourself always higher in terms of knowledge and abilities and all that. That's what quwwa means, okay?